But I do one more quick video. You know, as a chosen one or a man of God or whatever, you question everything in your head. You're like, am I doing what I'm doing? Is it ego driven or what? Can't be ego because it's not what I want. I just really wanted to ever be left alone and be able to do my thing and have a family. And then you find out your purpose is to help save the world. Or at least that's what I think. I mean, who knows? But hey. And then you find out that, well, you're not really here to save the world, you're here to fuck it first. You gotta show how fucked up it is. See, Uncle Will's really twisted. I'll tell you what my fascination with the children is there, Uncle Will. Because my purpose is to save the world. Or have it save itself. I can't save it, but help. Maybe guide some people to God, you know what I mean, Uncle Will? Live in the truth for a little bit. Where was I even going? Yeah. So, when you think that's your purpose, you got to think to yourself, well, why do I want to do it? Well, I'm just going to die and this avatar will go away. So, why else would I do it? I got to put my focus on the children because they are the future, right? They are the world. They're what keeps the world going. You know what I mean? So that's why I put the focus on the kids. That way I thought I could rile a few parents up by saying, hey, want to take a look at a few things with me? The world don't seem right. They want us to feel powerless, independent on them. Because we don't mind whatever, even if we disagree with their decisions, it's, well, they got all the power. I really don't. Next time I vote, I can vote the next person in. But nothing ever changes. Nothing ever gets reversed, really. I mean, some things do, but most things don't get reversed. They just get added to. How can that be a free world when, as we go, we lose our rights all the time? Anyways, this video was going to be about how it sucks to fucking put people down, you know what I mean? But when it's the truth, it's the truth. I mean, I'm always willing to hear where I'm telling a lie because I don't think that I am. So if you can stop me from it, that's a good thing. But I only get hate comments. You know what I mean? Tell me how stupid I am. And then I warn those people, like, use your brain. What if I'm right? What if there is a God? What if he does use his human vessels? And there's a big coup going on right now. And the enemy might have control of you right now. But some way, somehow, I'm going to get you to see the truth. And that way you can decide for yourself. Do I want to be a better version of what I am today? It's going to take a little work and a little soul searching, but is it worth it? Or depends on what you believe, right? How can you not think that there's not evil play at work? Anyways, I want to show you what concerns me because I don't have the truth. That's why I always say, searching for the truth. That's why my name is Searching for the Truth, because I don't have it. I want to get it. So we can stop arguing and fighting and come to an understanding, but that would take a fucking effort on humanity's part. But anyways, this is so many. I do this out of love. I do. I don't like talking shit about people, and I'm about to. And this guy to me is a joke, and I can't help it. It's how I feel, and God knows it. And this guy makes me sick to my stomach. He has 130 souls believing and holding on to every whim that he says. And he is a narcissistic piece of shit, and I have the receipts to back it up. I have email transactions between us. I could just get back on his Patreon and take a look at the past dated shit. I could find the shows where he fucking called me a demon but wouldn't say my name or give me the opportunity to talk back. But when I get on his Patreon, we can get where he lied about me and all this other stuff. But anyways, this is how this started with me and Michael. See, I was in my anything's possible brain, you know what I mean? And I was also knowing the real world that was within me, but I was playing within the imaginary, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't talk to anybody to try and center it. So I thought Michael, because he was telling me he was a chosen one of the leaders of the 144. So me just starting to wake up, I'm like trying to reach out and find people. And so there's Michael. You can see at the beginning of my journey with Michael, I was making videos on the TV and Michael this and Michael that, and Mike, because he's a good teacher. He'll teach you a lot of good things, but doesn't really know what he's talking about in some places. Because he's really a piece of shit calling everybody else a narcissist. See, when I originally reached out to Michael, he said no problems about talking. And well, that donations were what he takes. So I just had to send the money to his Cash App, the donation. So I was like, well, hey. I messaged back and I said, because I didn't know how much spirituality was, you know what I mean? I thought to talk to somebody and thinking that I was a leader with them, you know what? Like, I got to be honest, at the time, I was like, I'm supposed to be part of this. I was buying into his bit. You know what I mean? I was buying into who he was. So I got $50, I didn't know. He ghosted me. He wouldn't return my emails or nothing. And the emails did start getting weird after, because I was just like, dude, do you know what you're doing? Like, do you have any clue? I am a chosen one. Why are you choosing not to speak to me? Like I can, if he can claim it, I can claim it. Like, you know what I mean? But anyways, me being that, I want to think the best of people. So I thought, hey, Carl, maybe it did come off a little, blah, 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 you know what I mean? So I joined his Patreon for $50 a month. I took my time and I tried to listen, and some things were not making sense to me. Like, these are private meetings and we're really not talking about how we changed the world, you know what I mean? We're talking more about Bitcoin than. So finally, I get the nerve to talk, and some dudes trying to talk over me all the time, and I was getting really annoyed because he just wanted to talk Bitcoin. So I said, why don't you shut the fuck up for a minute and let someone else talk? Like, who cares about money? The kids' futures are a fucking stake. Like, can we do something? And everybody was like, and then I just tried to, I slowed it back down. I was like, Michael, why are we talking about this stupid stuff? I thought this was about saving the world and becoming better people and showing. Well, he accused me of swearing at everybody. I probably did say some swear words, but Like, it's all recorded. Like, that'll be on his Patreon. Like, I got all the receipts, the email stuff, the shows that he made about me. You know, that could, somebody look searching for spirituality who gets fucking tossed aside because somebody didn't have the balls to say your $50 donation won't be enough. I need more than that. Other than trying to sound good to other people by saying it's pure donation, whatever. $5, $500. To me, that's what it is. Whatever you can afford. You know what I mean? So that's not really a donation. That's fake as fuck. You don't give me enough and I'll ghost you back or send you ain't worth my fucking time. You gotta pay me big time to fucking talk to me because I'm the motherfucking leader of the 144. Can you imagine someone thinking they're of God and somebody doing a fucking full-hour show calling them a fucking demon and a fucking seed from Satan and telling people, hey, on his Patreon, this guy sounds wise, but beware of wise demons, and like just narcissistic. Like, it's all there recorded. But anyways, let's listen to, like, Michael's very believable. He still gets me sometimes where I'm like, is he? Because he does say some good stuff. But he's fake. He's probably getting it from someone else. Like, you can tell his show's all written out. You can see him reading and shit. But anyways, Michael Della Rocha, when you do finally get to see this, brother, this is out of love and kindness. Because if you could prove me a liar, you'd be doing me some kindness. Because I don't like talking shit about people unless I know what I'm talking about. So, my little narcissistic friend, Michael, and do this because I do want you to go to God. I do want you to be part of the 144. But not near me, brother. Nowhere near me. You're not part of my pack. You maybe can find your way to another pack, but you're not going to be part of mine. Because I do forgive you. And forgiveness is key, but you just can't let people hurt you over and over again, and especially over something so silly. Just because you didn't have the courage to tell somebody that they didn't offer you enough money. When you just could have been honest and said, hey, it takes this much. Probably would have paid it. But you chose a different path. The coward's path. Because this guy's the guy that tells you all the time, be strong, be in God. What are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to see? He does nothing like that. Listen to him.
God allowed those to expose themselves, the filth. Have you ever seen the filth? Let it flip.
Well, unfortunately, Michael, that was good timing, bud. Michael, you are the filth. Buddy, I hope you find yourself and clean yourself up. Now, the first thing you should do is probably repent to your 130,000 subscribers. Telling them you're not the man that you claim to be. Quite frankly, you're kind of like what you talk about. But he's a teacher. This is what I don't get. See, I go deep into things. When people say things, I go deep into them. See, one of the things that Mikey here used to say is he left the satanic school system. So he knew the school system was satanic. He's not spiritual. But he kept being a teacher. And not trying to get the other teachers to rise, but he was good doing it until they were trying to force a shot on him. And because he was smart enough to know that he didn't want that into his body, all of a sudden he didn't want to be a part of that satanic little cult over there teaching our young children. You know what I mean? Like, he could be, but he doesn't. He doesn't tell them, hey, what satanic things do you think our children are being taught? You were in the system. Nobody even questions him. Because if you question the great Michael, you'll get put to the back of the line. And you'll get silenced. Because let me tell you, it's not hard for someone like this to play his little narcissistic games and get his people to come after you and back him. They are what he knows and trusts. You know what I mean? Why are they going to listen to a nobody? When Mikey here, just like me, they believe that he's part of the 144. They don't know who Mikey really is. It's unfortunate. All things will be exposed, Mr. Michael De La Rocha. And unfortunately for you, my friend, it can be an easy switch too. This could be a clear, easy thing for you to take responsibility for and say, well, maybe I did treat someone like shit and I didn't understand the responsibility that I put myself under, and well, maybe I shouldn't be such a coward next time. But what else you got to say, Mikey?
Know in the comments.
Let them know in the
comments. To try to steal your dream. The devil comes to steal.
The devil comes to steal you. This is the thing you can see. Like I said, I did videos of Michael saying he's a good guy and stuff. I was trying to manifest my dreams with his dreams. He said at one time his dreams were to go to Egypt and do a whole bunch of stuff there. And I was like, I probably have a video made where I was trying to manifest his dreams into mine, but the little cowardly boy there, well, money was more important than, well, being a man. I don't know.
Destroyed, but now is the footstool that you place your feet upon. Just rest.
This video is so fitting, Michael. Oh my goodness, this brings me no pleasure. But it will make me happy to know that you're gonna have to suffer with your own bullshit. You're gonna have to become the footstool that you tried to make me be. Oh boy, I tried warning you. That's the thing. I tried. I always said, hey, please listen to me. Just give me a chance. Just talk to me. Maybe God's real. Maybe this 144 thing that you talk about is real, Michael. And maybe you're getting yourself into trouble. But maybe I am. Maybe you are God's person. I don't know, Michael. But the evidence tells me that you're a narcissistic prick. But hey, they call me a narcissist too, bro. I'm just trying to help people see things for what they are. Hey, Stardust. I know this is what, and I tell you, my heart breaks knowing that there's a cult leader down the road. Like I said, if you want to say you're Jesus, I got no problems. I thought it myself, you know what I mean? And then I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. The Holy Spirit, I'm not Jesus. This avatar is not Jesus. No, you know what I mean? I'm just supposed to have the mind of Jesus. Stardust. I'm going to share something with you. God takes me to that Bible. There's something to that Bible. I'm like, I know I say I don't trust it and it's been manipulated, and I do believe that. But I also do believe that there is the guide there. You know what I mean? I'm going to share a verse with you that God took me. I don't know the Bible. I opened it and went, that, right there. And there it is. It happens all the time. I used to take pictures of them and post them on Facebook and stuff. Anyways, what else does Michael have to say?
Rest easy. Put your feet up. Put your feet up. There's a beautiful banquet. Oh, yeah. Beautiful table has been set in the presence of your enemies. And your enemies are going to watch you feast.
I don't want enemies, but I want the people that hurt me to realize that they're not good people and change. But in the meantime, they could still, like, they're good parents and stuff like that. Some of the people that have hurt me, I'd really like them to focus on the future. And, well, come to the agreement that maybe we should all come together regardless. And doesn't mean we have to get together, you know what I mean? But we can still work together to change the world. Maybe they can convince the world to not be like them, you know what I mean? That's where I want people to get to. The point where they can laugh off of their past. They don't care about it anymore. Who cares? Yeah, I was a douchebag. I fucked with a chosen one. It taught me quick and it taught me fast. Not to be a douchebag. Because the earth angel could be anywhere near you. And you have no clue who the fuck you're talking to. You know what I mean? Why not start off kind? And if you got an issue, why don't you just say it to the person's face? Ask the questions. And if someone's offended by their questions, then, well, they got something to hide usually. Because if you come to me with a stupid question, I'm just going to tell you that's a stupid fuck question. Because, bah, 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 bah. You know what I mean? I'll give you a reason why it's stupid. I'll never just tell you you're stupid because you're stupid. I'll give you reasons why I think you're stupid. And to me, ignorance is stupidity. So I should switch those words up, but stupid just slides right off the tongue. You know what I mean?
During the victory season.
It is the
victory
season.
That's right, Jenny.
That's right, Jenny.
This is the summer of assert dominance. You could all write it in the comments. Thousands of people assert dominance.
Michael's a small-time dreamer. I want millions of people in his comments asserting dominance for their brains to make their own decisions and just search for the truth. And don't let anybody tell you what the truth is, but find out what it is for yourself. But don't be ignorant to information. But make sure that information's coming from a good spot. You know what I mean? It's discernment. You know what I mean? Stardust. I'm just going off because it's just, you can get deep and deep and deep and deep. But I have a hard time talking to the human race right now that I can't even get them to comprehend the easiest of things. Hey, Vintage, what's going on? Look, I'm able to convince, like, I can't have one person come in my comments other than Vintage and say, what do we do, bro? What can we do? But I've already said what we can do. What does Michael else have got for us?
You are anointed by God.
Thank you, Michael.
You don't have to walk on eggshells any longer. You don't have to apologize for your greatness any longer.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I know my greatness because everything I do is for my Father. And if I don't think he'll be grateful with what I've done, I'm not going to do it. That gets you bad trouble. I get you spankings. You know what I mean? Don't mess with the Father. That's what I mean. I wouldn't do this bullshit unless I believed it. And hey, if I'm mentally ill, God can forgive me because I'm mentally ill. See, I got myself right out of this. There's nothing nobody can do to me. You know what I mean? You're going to hell, demon. You say the Bible has things that might not be true. Yeah, that's right. And mankind has never been manipulated before. Nazis. Hey, what do you guys want to call yourselves in the future? You're just gonna keep it simple like Joe Biden? New World Order. I think you guys should do a Hogan leg drop on old fucking Biden, but hey, who knows? Can you imagine, like, Vintage? Well, I got you on here, Because then I actually feel like I'm talking to some. Oh, I got Stardust still on here too. Like, I don't want anybody hurt. You know that, right? But these special little fucking Fauci's and the little Goombas, the little Robert De Niro's. Why is he so afraid that Trump's going to put him in jail? What's he so afraid of there? Listen. Vintage, can you imagine if Trump is the chosen one? You know how they do those Hollywood against Trump? There's your bought and paid for celebrities right there. There's your enemy. Reason. Reason is treason. Like, do you think people could come to terms that Golden Globe winner Meryl Streep might be an evil witch? Like, I'm not talking witch with a wand and a cauldron and maybe, but I'm just talking like just a twisted brain. Like, you guys watch Jim Brewer? Jim Brewer, he says about your athletes and actors and stuff like that. He says if you guys even had a clue of what they were about. And that's the thing, like, nobody even appreciates someone like Jim Brewer. Do you know how brave you gotta be to do that? To stand up against that evil? To say, hey, I know that you're there and I'm gonna tell people about you. He's putting his life at risk, really. That's a lot more braver than people even know. That's like old Rob Schneider there, eh? Oh, good old Rob Schneider. I seen him make a video about old, or no, he didn't make one. It was a video. It's him talking about Will Smith. Rob Schneider, just like, what a twisted guy. He's evil. He's not who he makes himself out to be. You know what I mean? He's a little curt. Maybe not. I'm not saying you're twisted like Will Smith, Kurt, but just a little whatever face to match the circumstance and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Whatever gets him to feel good about himself and walking away with others loving him as well. Unless he wants to make them his prey. But then again, he's not very manly anyways, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of man? Like, you're trying to convince me that Jada Smith is more of a man than fucking Will Smith is. Like, that is not an equal relationship. And we don't figure out that they're twisted people when you start sleeping with your kids' friends. We don't say to ourselves, these celebritards probably shouldn't be worshipped. We can maybe respect them as an actor or actress, but we shouldn't respect their opinions or thoughts because they're quite sick. You know what I mean? There's just weird stuff that gets said. Like that latest thing with Mike Tyson. I like Mike Tyson, but that was sick. What he said about wanting to see a teenage Jake Paul dance or something, give him a Woody or something. Oh my goodness, I was just like, oh. I don't know if it's just his brain wasn't computing and that's not what he meant to say, or because he does say a lot of, that's what I mean, you never know. That's why we all need to come together and find out who these people are. What do they actually represent? Like, hey, this is a spiritual war, people. And, well, evil's had its reign. It's about to get struck back on. And nobody even knows it, Vintage. I'm here, and I think it's just you here. And it's like, I'm hidden in plain sight. Plain sight. And I can prove it. I'm willing to prove it, like, without even having to talk. Like, is there a bloodline thing, or is just shit going on in my brain that doesn't flutter in others, or I don't know. Maybe Jordan Peterson. This is the thing when you, because the Up Church thing, I held on to that a little bit too long, I think. I think there were signs that I started to ignore. Or maybe he's just not fully awake yet or something. I don't know, Vintage. Or maybe they're just, I don't know. But anyways, when you really like somebody, you gotta be able to look at them objectively. Like, I let Jordan Peterson talk to me and give me his analysis of what he thinks going on with me. But even him, he's done some things I don't agree with. Like when he tweeted, "Go get him, Netanyahu," I was like, dude, come on. You didn't do that because, like, where you work, or is that really how you feel? Or is he just, he's been mind tricked too? Because every time some of us do. Look at, I got it. I think I'm the chosen one. But when I look at it, everything happens for a reason, Vintage. It's so I can sympathize with those who got it. So I can tell the people who didn't to maybe lay off a bit, you know what I mean? Lay off your brothers and sisters. Give them a chance to take some information in and be there for them. Let them know that they made a mistake. And if they come after you, fair game. Stupidity, you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of people that just are not willing to search anything out. Like, I did a TikTok on that. I never get any views, never any comments, hardly anything, Vintage. All of a sudden, all these people telling me I'm an idiot. I love it. Tell me more, tell me more. But here's the thing. I can't be who I want to be over on TikTok right now. My account's about to be fucking taken away from me. And I got a lot of video evidence on there. I need it to be open. I need to just do nice things and tell people that I love them and I want the best for them. And you know what I mean? But I got my other TikTok that I'm working off of too. So I say some pretty outrageous stuff on there, but nothing. Anyways, I just wanted to make this quick one about Mikey, but yeah, I'm gonna get a laptop and I'm gonna get some storage because I'm all out of storage on my TikTok anyways. On the one phone. Can you imagine, Vintage? These poor evil twatwads who will want to become righteous. They will want to. When they find out about what's about to hit this fan, they are gonna want to. So they're gonna have to go mental. Their head's gonna have to crack open and expand and understand there's a whole other world out there. Maybe I'll have to bring it together. But anyways, they're gonna corral themselves into the jails. What do you think? We make them a reality show like they want to make us. Just constant supervision. We'll have like tricks and stuff they can do for little trinkets, and we'll be able to have 24 acts of everything that they wanted for us. That would be an awesome world. And it's not because I want them hurt. It's because embarrassment will be the fastest way through suffering. You know what I mean? Take her for what she is. Accept it. It's what you wanted for everybody else. It's a fitting punishment. These people are going to be like little zoo animals. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can have zoos with them. And we can take the public through strolls and, hey, remember, this is how we don't want to be. And we can have little plaques that have little sayings. And maybe they can find God within this time and they can show a difference. Like, hey, this is who I was and this is who I am now. And I'm a proud man serving my time for the crimes that I paid for, that I'm paying for, you know what I mean? I tell you, Vintage, I would never say I'm of God if I didn't believe I was of God. He's got these guys checkmated. This is what I believe. Just what I believe. I can show people that the universe is real. It will tell you things. It'll be like grabbing puzzle pieces and just putting them together for yourself. And once you get that part of the puzzle done, put it to the side and start another one. Whoever you want to be the next day. Can you imagine, Vintage? A school system that was equal and fair for all children, regardless of color or how much money they come from. And they could all be taught to use their own imagination and find out what they're good at. Can you imagine how much better the world would be? Where we taught people not to lose their imagination. In a good way, you know what I mean? In a creative, constructive way. I'm not talking creative like make-believe bullshit like Rocco. That's heartbreaking to watch him. To see a human being in that much pain that it's got to make up a whole brand new life for itself over and over and over again because it doesn't want to create its own self. It wants to be something that's not. It's sad. Oh, my dog. I swear, every time I go to do a video, he just smashed something on the floor. Anyways, let's hear from Michael again. Michael's always got fun words of wisdom.
You don't understand at first glance the deepness of the spells that are casted by these individuals. Everything carries a vibrational...
Well, Michael, I never cast any spells to you, bud. You're only getting your own spell work back. And that'll be in the form of emails, videos, in your own print, in my print, and we'll put them together and see what the story comes out with. Is Michael a narcissist? Or have I perceived a false and fake reality?
Signature. That's why God is going to keep you. You say, oh, I'm so alone. I know you're getting this right now. Okay, please hit the like button so people get this message. It's going to help them. It's going to help them. I'm so alone. That's where God does the work.
See, he is a good teacher. That is where God does. Like, when you're alone in your struggle, and when you fight your struggle, ooh, baby, that's when God's with you. Oh, yeah, when you fight your struggle, they tell you not to. No. There's no strange without struggle. You gotta fight for your right to party, hey, Vintage? Fucking nothing comes for free. That's the thing. God gave us free will. It's our free will which way we want to be. Do we want to be a douchebag? Do we want to be with the truth, or do we want to be with the devil? It's one or the other. There's no fence. You know what I mean? There's no, hey, I still want to be a part-time liar, and I want to be on Jesus' side. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? That's right. Be in God. Or being in God. Team big, eh, Vintage? I was thinking of that the other day. I think it's because I seen something of yours. And I was like, team big. Being in God. Just being your true, authentic self. That's the thing. When you're your true, authentic self, it will rub some others the wrong way. They like being fake. They don't want to be exposed. You know what I mean? Johnny Gobble. Real does recognize real, brother. And you are not it. Because real also recognizes fake. And wow. I gladly debate you, Ra. I just gladly debate you, Dagburn. I wish you would. Like, if you only had half a brain and could figure out I'm chosen, you would. But then again, I don't really want to anymore. How many chances do you give somebody? I'm trying to teach people to know when to walk away. I need to start doing it myself. I got too good of a heart. And that's the thing. If you keep letting the trash in, it'll just keep hurting you over and over and over again. Maybe it's time to let the trash go out and find God. And then it can find its way back to you. But a fucking apology, don't got it. You actually have to be sorry. You just can't say it. You know what I mean, Vintage? They just can't say it. And that's the thing. That's the spells being casted around the world. Words without meaning, you know what I mean? But then again, there are a lot of words saying that do have meaning, but they hide behind a skit. You know, like Rocco Save the Children, that's words without a meaning. Rocco can't identify that he's a problem for his own children. Maybe if they just lived down the road, that maybe all day on the internet probably isn't what he should be doing, but that shouldn't be hard for a grown adult to figure out. Like, this is going to be a record for me for a bit. I don't go on for, I don't know how these guys do it. 6 hours and stuff. Holy Joe. But anyways, you have a good day, Vintage. I'm gonna take off. Take the phone outside. I should go outside, but I'm not doing well. It's a hard thing to keep in your head for like over 4 years that, well, God has chosen you for something and it's been your mission to figure out what. And then when he did, you were like, all started when I fucking wished on that shooting star. Vintage. I asked for the truth. Can you believe that? That's not even a make-believe story. Because I think there's a video of it. Because remember the next night I tell everybody I took that picture and it's got the slit. But thought it was another shooting star. Who knows what it is? There's some weird colors behind it, but you never know. Yeah, I'm born this way. It's, you know, I asked myself, Vintage, I'm like, when God asked me to do this, if this is what happened, if God asked me to come down here and help, do you think I got to know what happens? Is this like all planned out? It's just, it doesn't, I'm just feeling these feelings for no reason, or I don't know. It's all sorts of weird. Do you think that I knew I would take this beating and still fucking say yes? I don't know. I question it all the time. Like, do we know we have to do this, or is this just something that we don't like? Just who knows? But I think we get to find out the answers. That's the thing. If we want them. I think it's predetermined. Do you really think God would put his son down here, Jesus Christ, just to hang on a cross? Do you think that was God's idea? Or do you just think God sent him and mankind just put him on the cross? It was never God's intentions. It was the devil's. And just like now, men follow the devil and have no clue. Vintage. I hope that most Christians are in Christ. And they're trying to be better. No Christians are perfect, as long as they're trying to be better. And they admit to themselves when they do bad. But I think Christians, a lot of them are just, they're stuck in this, I can continue to live the way that I want because Jesus died for my sins. And I just have to recognize and believe that that's what happened. And that's the Jesus that I believe in. I don't believe that. Look, the Bible tells you. Here, I'll pull that verse out. It's Corinthians 1:13. Listen to this, Vintage. My voice is almost gone. These things we also speak, not in words, which man's wisdom's teachers, but which the Holy Spirit teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, nor can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he who is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is rightly judged by no one. For who has known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. Have the mind of Christ. If children's future was in trouble, would that be on the mind of Christ? And would he want to change that future? But that's what Jesus represents. The Christ is the truth, Vintage. You're right. It is the truth. I only use that Jesus character as a character that I want to be like. I want to be man enough to step up. If I think the future looks shitty, I want to show the reasons why I think it looks shitty and use common sense to fucking change it. But because I'm spiritual, none of these fucktards can see me. They have no idea what I'm trying to do. Instead, they want to hurt me and fucking try and make me feel bad about myself. And every one of them has. Like AD, like, Carl, you're demons. You got demons. You got, no, dude. No, dude, you don't. I don't. And if I do, show me what demons, what's causing me to have demons, what do I say that's wrong? This is the fact that I say that you're a combat vet that knows that you fucking got mind fucked and you're not willing to admit it. Like, I do that out of love. Like, if I wanted him to like me, I'd kiss his ass and tell him how much I love the military and I admire him for what he did. And I do. If you fight for your country and you thought that that's what you're fighting for, and then you find out it's something different, you should be able to admit that. And admitting that would mean that your country don't give a fuck about you. Well, not your country, but your government. And you should warn your fellow men, but you won't listen. He won't listen to me. That's like Triple T. Everybody's fake. And they won't face what they can't fucking talk their way out of. Then it becomes a censorship thing. Keep the small guy with no voice down on the ground. Well, those who are down Triple T right now are going to rise to the fucking top. And you're going to look like an idiot for not admitting or even having a conversation with me to show me where I might possibly be wrong. And once you know the evidence is against you, yet you're still willing to pretend like you're a hero when you know you're not. Well, being a hero would fucking help your fellow men and say, hey, dude, talk to this Carl guy and kind of come to an understanding that fuck, maybe we should come together and not do what they say anymore, and maybe we should gather up the people who say that they hate our country and fucking help them back to their country and say, hey, maybe we need to get a different mindset because we're going to set the example. We're going to show the world, but Triple T don't think big. He thinks little. You know what I mean? He's part of the little family. Who knows? Anyways, I went on another rant. I said I was going, and well, I know that's why it's frustrating living in this world where you know things are possible, but you just got to be able to bring people together, but you can't be something you're not. I'm not going to get down on my knees and beg someone to help themselves. I'm going to show them where the problem is, and hopefully they address it. And if not, then I don't know. I'm willing to see where my problems are, but and I'm wrong all the time. Like, I got this PTSD thing. I'm not making excuses, but it is difficult. My attention gets fucked up, and sometimes I read shit wrong. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But hey, like my kid told me yesterday, I'm just a piece of shit. Meanwhile, I think I worked my whole life and I provided him for everything up until adulthood. So now that he's an adult, he works at a grocery store part-time. I'm a piece of shit because, well, I say I need help. And talking to my family would probably be a good help, but we don't have to address our own issues. And, well, some of us aren't ready to do that yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in anything like that. But I'll tell you, with the shit that my kid has done to me, I should never have allowed. The first time he swung at me, I should have put him through a wall. What? Do you know what it's like to have your kids say, I'm gonna kill you? Do you know what that's like? I fucking hate you. But when you ask him why do you hate me? Doesn't have an answer. Because you're a piece of shit. You talk about God all the time. You're a fucking loser. You don't have God. You're an insane piece of shit. You don't pay rent. Ish doesn't do nothing here. He's the fucking mess in here. You should see this kid. And I'm not supposed to do anything about it. Just sit tight, Carl, enjoy. Live life like this. If you stay quiet, it just won't be a problem. That's what I mean. Let him fucking destroy your house. Let him destroy your mind. Let him think that he can do whatever the fuck he wants to you. Until the day he finds out, and I feel sorry for him. This is my fucking kid who I love deeply. And he thinks that my kid has no fucking soul. So lost. Just fucking lost. And there's nothing I can do. And if I do, I'll end up in the hospital again. Whether I get in a big enough verbal altercation where he hits me or I just get called on or something, you know what I mean? That's the thing. Can you imagine how brave I have to be fucking say that I've been hospitalized 5 times, Vintage? Like, that sounds crazy, right? When you think of somebody going through a fucking hospital for mental issues 5 fucking times, sounds like that would be a crazy person, right? You would think that they would fucking throw someone away 5 times without having any sort of logical reasoning, right? So it would be hard to believe that person. But hey, it's just unfortunate. Nobody wants to listen. I can show you. It ain't that hard to rip somebody's life away from them. If you don't like what they're saying, fuck you, bud. We'll steal your fucking life from you. Rip you apart until you want to kill yourself. Unfortunately, Satan, it hasn't worked, and it's not going to work. I'm like Job that way. Now I'm trying to tell my friends, hey, you've all been forgiven. Anybody who's ever hurt me, I forgave you a long time ago. Now it's time to forgive yourself. And unfortunately, you gotta learn who you are until you can find yourself. So you gotta take a deep, dark look. It's a scary ride. It's fucking scary. Especially if you start seeing it. I don't know how it's gonna work for the narcissist side. Like, I didn't really have a whole lot of narcissists. Not like I've never been perfect or anything, but you know what I mean? I've done my share of things that I was ashamed of. Skeletons in the closet, you know what I mean? That's the thing, dude, doing this. Like, every skeleton you ever had would come out, right? If you were an actual chosen one, that'd make you pretty brave if you did have some skeletons, right? And you were still willing to face them. Because you took that deep dive into yourself and you said, why the fuck did you do that? Well, figure out what it is. And you put an end to it and say that's not going to happen again. Because, well, I'm not going to put myself in that kind of situation again. Situation could be a situation. It could be a person. You know what I mean? That's what's hard, Vintage, because they say forgiveness is key. And it is. But hey, you don't let people keep hurting you. Maybe when we go to heaven, they end up being in heaven with us. You know what I mean? And then we reunite that way. Or maybe they find God in this lifetime and we decide to, but hey. I heard on the Wade and Sieper show that somebody was saying Upchurch and Patty are thinking about getting back together. You know what I mean? Having a reunion. I don't disagree. Like, if that's what they want to do, they got their own free will. But I mean, if I was Upchurch, and I was even considering it, I would be like, hey, Patty, you said a lot of things that were lies. You should probably make that up publicly. Seems that you took it public, you can retract it publicly. And as far as allegiance to your scumbag friend, Johnny Gobble, well, you have to renounce him too. And you need to figure out why he needed to be your friend, because why else would you give him $10,000? And whatever else she was giving him. Like the laptop too, wasn't it? Like, I don't know. I can't remember that far back, but it's weird that they're friends. Like, Vintage, would you be friends with somebody who harassed your whole family, including yourself, and on top of that, sexually harassed? Insinuated that he was going to get a hold of a 13-year-old girl and harass her as well. Didn't know she was 13. Doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? He was willing to harass somebody who was just a family member of Upchurch, regardless. You know what I mean? Just because he wanted Ryan's attention. What a fucking loser. That's why when the Patty and Dagburn alliance, I never understood it. I was like, but here's the deal. Because I would want whatever they want, but I'm just saying, if it was me, like if I was Ryan and my mom came out publicly and said that I stole her dreams from her, and the way she did it with such conviction, like, did you see that performance by Patty Lynn? She is a narcissist. And don't ever let anybody ever take your dreams from you. I gave you my dreams for you. Like, are you kidding me? You're his fucking mom, you stupid idiot. Like, Patty is full on narcissist right to the fucking tea bag, you know? Like, hey, she's always nice when she comes home and tells, is my mic working? Is my mic? Oh, guys. And then when she's talking about Gail and Skylar, it's like, fat bitches. You're ugly. You're jealous of my pretty. You know what I mean? Oh, Patty Lynn, she just like fucking narcissism. And people can't see it. That's the thing. The Patty gang, I'm just like, you think you people don't see it? It's not clear as day. Like, I'm spiritual. Popping positivity with Positivity Patty. Never facing the darkness that is herself. I stole money from my son, but I didn't. That's darkness. When you steal from somebody that's trying to provide for you, that's pretty fucking evil and dark. You know what I mean? Vintage. Really. Seriously, that is evil and dark. And like, I do feel sorry, like, even if Ryan's not. Like, I can't take back all that stuff. Like, do you think I was wrong about a lot of, like, I don't think Nicole Arbor, I think he liked her more than he let on and shit like that, which is a lie. He should have just been honest. But I don't think that, like, I don't believe any of her lawsuits. So I believed what Ryan said. And, like, the Katie thing, and, like, that guy who runs that fucking clothing brand that used to support Ryan, that fucked him over. Like, that guy's a pure narcissist. Like, there was that video going around about it, with him talking to his employees or his wife. He's going off about the shit that he did, blaming it on them. He's working so hard. Like, Fuck, that boy, fucking, no wonder Upchurch fucking got himself surrounded by fucking narcissists. You know what I mean? And Ronnie. I got up close and personal with Ronnie. Well, not real personal, but we got to talking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think, like, that guy's such a fucking bullshitting liar. It's always about himself. You know, when I went to your concert, I was so proud of you. You know what I was proud about? I was Upchurch's dad, and you guys all loved me, and I was the center of attention, and all those guys, they just loved me. You know what I mean? British? Like, hey, your success brought me love, and instead of, hey man, I just sat back as a dad and I just fucking watched you, and I was just like so proud that my son's up there fucking inspiring all these fucking people. Like, look at all these people. Look at what my son done, even though I was a piece of shit and told him he could never fucking do it. I'm so proud that he fucking made me look like a piece of fucking shit. You know, because that's what dads are supposed to do. Maybe even be a fucking piece of shit sometimes. Challenge their fucking kid. Tell them stop talking about it. Fucking prove it to me. Ha! Get off your ass and do something for a change. Ha! You know what I mean? But in the back of your mind, you know you're fucking being a dad saying, fuck. Stop talking about it. Be a fucking do it. Everybody wants things done for themselves. Look at Dagburn. He can't even do his own rap songs. He's got to go get someone else to do them for him. and then make fun of all the guys using AI. You know what I mean? Hey, Vintage, did you watch God Man? Did you watch God Man? He did that thing on Merle. I wanted to do a video on that too. I found that overly hilarious. Like, you never find a bigger victim group than them, eh? Oh, Merle, she can make herself a victim because she doesn't have her children. Hey, sweetheart, if you really wanted your children, you wouldn't live in that housing unit. You'd have a man that worked and provided a place that if you ever could have your children, you could have them. But instead, she sits there and knocks all the people who have raised her children and did everything for her children. But she was the victim of that person's son. And like, when do you get over the past and just say, hey, I fucked up? Instead of holding on to a lie. Like, it's pretty bad when your kids aren't the victim, you're the victim. Like, and like, Johnny and his Gotcha Man's good on the foster home thing. Poor fucking Johnny, eh? Yeah, poor Johnny. Victim on the foster home thing. I've been a part of the foster home system. You know what I mean? Never really had a reason to use it as a crutch, though. You know what I mean? I always used my Vintage. This is why I say I can still love people, because if I learn from them, I can love them. My old man was a piece of shit, and I learned from him. I was like, I never want to be that dude. I never want to be that dude. And then, when I first started having my spiritual awakening, I went to have a conversation with him to lay everything on the line, you know what I mean? Let's just talk real talk. He couldn't do it. He couldn't force himself to do it. Like, hey Dad, you're saying this, but that's not real. We can prove that on, by this. Like, I was there, like, why are you painting this picture that didn't happen? The evidence, like, no, just fucking deflected his way out of it, and I was just like, and then like when you have a spiritual awakening, a lot of your fucking skeletons come out of the closet, and well, Daddy didn't like it, and then lied on me on Facebook. Unclearly shit that people should know is not true. I mean, he told everybody he worked hard all his whole life for his family. I don't remember him ever having a job. But he did have one when I was very, very little, and I can't remember. So he's got me there. The witch. What, my dad's a witch? It wouldn't surprise me. Hey, vintage, I could tell you some funny stories, some witch stories. Like, I've had some weird shit. And I can prove it. I've got the text. I'm a little like Johnny Gobble that way, you know what I mean? I gotta record this thing. It's all for a movie. It's all for a movie. I had this weird woman come into my life. Weird. Kind of like forced her way in, but not really. Kind of. I'll have to explain the story. Anyways, remind me, because, well, see, I hate leaving it like that, but my phone's about to die and I better get her charged up. But anyways, this witch, I think she's a witch. I think, like she says, she's a spiritual teacher and shit like that. The shit, like, I can take you to her website, okay? You know what I mean, Vantage? And I'm making this shit up. But she tried convincing me that Satanists are good people. Satanists. Can you believe that? Yeah, I got the text to prove it. And she kind of brought the way she brought herself into my life was kind of weird, but I'll have to go back over it. Maybe I got wrong thoughts. Who knows? But, anyways, I gotta go. Have a good night, Vintage. Love you too.